Rise of the Shield Hero, episode 20, recap. The Queen sets out to battle, and then we cut back to the heroes being encased in cathedral again. We get that whole shot twice, which is good in my book. Then the actual fight happens, and then more talking happens, and then the Pope points out that they've been talking for a long time, and then the Queen comes and saves everybody. What did you like?
I like the battle brawl. No,
Okay. I like that the first real fan service of this show is of one of the few adult grown women in the show. I think that that's really nice. This show does a great job of casting shade on like the lolicon community.
Yeah.
And I like that they're like, hey, we're all so horny, we just want to fuck people who are our age.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get a great shot of the Queen's titties. It's like that one shot in Game of Thrones, but with less shame. Thank you very much, everybody.
No, I like the opening of she's getting her troops ready to move out. She hopes they can... I do like that she's specifically, I hope the Shield Hero can hold out.
The Shield Hero and Melty.
And Melty. Not mine, not the rest of the heroes, just them.
Yeah, she definitely has more faith than Victoria.
Yes. We also, I think, finally get to the end of the curse shield being a curse shield.
Yeah, it's just kind of his own power after this.
Yeah, you kind of find out that his anger is what was fueling it, not the dragon's.
Mm-hmm. The dragon was just guiding it.
Finally manages to put that anger aside.
Yeah,
and anime dad saves the day.
Yeah, I do like how while he's going through the whole realization about the curse shield, they really put him in, like, Dragon Knight Naofumi form, and I love it. I like dragons a lot, and I like plate armor, so when you make plate armor with a motif of let's shove as many dragons onto this as possible, I'm kind of in love with the design.
And I like the blood sacrifice spell, like...
Oh, the demon that comes is just a bear trap.
I completely forgot about that, but yeah, it's just a giant dragon-shaped bear trap that swallows the Pope and breaks the weapon.
Yeah, and it's got two mouths like a Cenobite.
Yeah. I also really love the artwork of the cathedral when he shoots the arrow into the ceiling.
The fractals of the Pope coming in and out of the different tiles.
Yes, it is such just an amazing piece of art.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like the Pope's artwork, but that particular
I think that's
scene...
probably why they kept most of his animation and his character design really simplistic, is because they knew eventually they were going to have to...
Yeah, it's very kaleidoscopy, and you get a lot of Popes swirling around, and...
Well, especially since you can tell when the show's doing CG and when the show's not doing CG.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they did the cathedral in CG, but then they, like, hand drew the different popes. It seems like it's really cool. It's really neat.
Yes. And yeah, I kind of like the Pope's reaction of, oh crap, the Queen's here.
Yeah.
And she's powerful enough to get through my cathedral spell.
Yeah.
And oops.
I don't want to dwell on this because it does kind of break one of my rules, but they do a good job of putting the Catholic Church in a fantasy setting. All of your followers are gonna die. Yeah, is that a problem?
Yeah, that really shows how ruthless he is. Like, he doesn't care how many people have to die as long as he wins.
Yeah, so the big takeaway for this episode, just so everyone's aware, is don't go on a fucking crusade.
Right?
They're all bad. Every crusade is always bad. But yeah, don't let someone speak for God in your mind.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Anyways, more stuff that you like.
I mean, it's just a really good fight scene. They all work together. I do like that even though he's working with him, the Spear Hero still has his snarky little, I can't believe I'm taking orders from Naofumi.
I love how he has that line in, like, directly after, the power of friendship will see us through. Like, I'll take my anger out on you because I have to talk to this guy.
Right? Like, if I'm taking orders from him, you're paying for it.
Yeah, it's good character development with some jokes thrown in.
Yeah. The whole scene with Naofumi and the girls when they are kind of pulling him back from.
Mm-hmm. It's very touching.
It's very touching. It's very kind of. It's more mushy than you get from the normal, but it's still a pretty solid reminder of what's holding him there and what keeps him grounded.
Yeah.
And the fact that it comes back to him and they're all holding on to him with the curse that Raftalia had before.
Which is some bullshit. They shouldn't be cursed. They're in the cathedral. That's bad fight logic.
And I love Spear Hero's whole, did he actually just become the devil of the shield?
That's a fantastic joke. And you can only give it to Hitler Youth.
Right?
He's like, I know I'm dumb, but am
he...
I not dumb anymore? Did it happen?
Like, is he actually the devil?
Which, yeah, I mean, when a dude grows armor and then bursts into flame, you can assume that there's some demonology going on.
Yeah.
Alright, well, what did you not like, other than the curses sometimes working in the cathedral?
I think, honestly, there is still a little too much talking in between the battle, like...
Yeah, just because the Pope makes a joke that you're talking too long doesn't mean you're not talking for too long.
Yeah, and he does it twice. Like, he did that last episode, he does it this episode. Like, you guys really talk too much when you're supposed to be fighting.
Yeah, there's in Dragon Ball Z, the abridged show made by Team 4-Star, there's a bit where Frieza says, "This is fantastic! I want to power up and you sit there and let me. I begin to lecture you and power up and you sit there and let me!"
Yeah, no, I really wish they would just get to the fighting and not put so much dialogue in between. And I know it's a show, you have to have that dialogue there, you have to have that character development, but...
We also need to wait for the Queen to get here.
Yeah, that too.
We don't want to fall into actual Game of Thrones Season 8 teleporting Dothraki.
Oh, come on.
No, there's a lot to hate about Season 8, but teleporting Dothraki is easily the dumbest.
No, there's not a whole lot not to like about it, but I do feel like in the midst of a big battle like this, they really should have cut down some of the dialogue.
Especially because this is the episode of the fight with all of the good animation in it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna have an episode where you're loading everything down with why things are happening, and have an episode where things look good, then do the battle as theater here, and then do the battle as spectacle here. Yeah. And yeah, I agree. It feels like you're about to shift into battle as spectacle, and then you have a 6-minute long conversation.
I do like that the other heroes are just kind of like, you know, you have to have a trick up your sleeve. You're way lower powered than, or you're lower level than we are, but you're still holding your own. What's your secret? Then you have to have a trick up your sleeve. You have to be. And
Naofume's whole line about the I'm not overpowered, you guys are just using them wrong.
Right?
It makes me think of the Dark Souls community with the whole, get good, scrub. I'm better with this than you are with your weapon, and I can't hit things.
Yeah, it's definitely I know what I'm doing as opposed to I am just building XP as fast as possible so I can be bigger and tougher.
Yeah.
Which, from a video game standpoint, is... relevant.
It's kind of like the two different kinds of like video game grinds. It's like grinding for experience where you just go and find the toughest monster so you can level up, as opposed to grinding an area where you make sure that you've hit every single nook and cranny.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm gonna go on a video game tangent. I might lose Brenda in particular here. But, like, it's the difference between grinding in a Final Fantasy game and a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
In a Pokemon game, you don't really need to go grind your Pokemon level very hard unless you're really trying to, like, train all 150 Pokemon of the gen or whatever. But in Final Fantasy, you have to go in a field and fight the same things just over and over and over again, otherwise you won't do well.
Yeah.
And Naofume is coming at this world from a Pokemon perspective, and he wants to absorb everything that he can, as opposed to just do everything with the highest level.
Yeah.
And man, there's a whole read on if you play Elden Ring properly or not in that, but I'm not touching that can of worms. Yeah, we're still in This is what
did
you
we
not.
not like?
Okay. Anything else that you didn't like?
No, just all the talking in between battle.
Okay. Spoilers! The Queen showed up. The Queen's
Yay!
gonna be in the next few episodes.
Next episode is my favorite.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a lot of good things that happen
There
next
is.
episode.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna get into a little bit of politics in the next episode.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's gonna happen.
That's fine. I badmouthed the literal Catholic Church and the Dark Souls community in this episode. Which one of those has more fervor right now? I'm not sure, but I'm definitely opening myself up with this particular set of episodes.
But yeah, spoilers. People are gonna get what's coming to them in the next couple episodes.
And Melty has kind of a recurring theme about being super crazy nonchalant about attacks on her life. Because earlier she had the whole line of, man, it's been a tiring day when there were 2 assassination plots.
Yeah.
And then next episode, when she reunites with her mother, she's all like, I got to ride Queen of the Philos. And it's like, you were just a part of an international war.
But she got to ride Philo.
And the crazy part is the Queen's as excited as she is.
Yeah, you definitely get to see... I like the Queen. She is one of my favorite characters.
Mm-hmm.
She is everything that I want to be when I'm a grown-up.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah. I once said that about the one woman in the movie Red. Like, I want to be a woman who can stand behind a machine gun with combat boots and a formal gown.
Mm-hmm.
Just fire at people. Like, I want to be her when I grow up.
Yeah, fair enough. No, the Queen's a great character. I like her armor. I like that she's unafraid to wear the crown into battle. She don't need no fucking helmet. She ain't a bitch.
Right. No, I just like her just because she knows what her duty is and she is willing to sacrifice to fulfill her duty for her country.
Yeah.
So, but we'll get more into that in the
She's
next
the
episode.
opposite of what the Pope was complaining about.
Yeah, she is.
Gee, it's almost like you shouldn't leave your country of origin in the hands of idiots. Oops. I'm bad at this no politics thing, huh?
Yeah.
Alright. Are we
So
calling
yeah,
it?
major takeaway was...
Don't go on a crusade.
Right.
Yeah, no, we're
Yeah.
still punching the Catholic Church.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well...
No crusades, kids. It's bad for your health.